Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion, plays the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. I don't call in favors too much. Here's one for you. Let's not talk about either of the last two episodes. 2 episodes ago with Lilith, bad run. Like, no seed. Last run, very poor play. Z71V RGA9. RGA9, of course, sounds like a super virus from a Neil Stephenson novel. Never read one, but I have been watching a lot of Jeopardy recently. I want to talk to you about Jeopardy for 2 reasons. I know I've been talking more and more about Jeopardy. Here's the thing. I don't have a lot going on in my life except being very aggravated by, you know, my present school assignments. So, I've been watching a lot of Jeopardy. And when I watch a lot of something, it becomes the source of many anecdotes. Why do you think I have so many grocery store anecdotes? It's not because that many weird things happen to me in the grocery store. It's because, you know, in a boring week, going to the grocery store is like, you know, is one of the high points. He said, wishing he was being ironic. Maybe we'll be able to get into there? Probably not right now. So now the grocery store has been temporarily replaced with Jeopardy. I'm here to @CBS or whatever, you know, the Merv Griffin Corporation, Sony Pictures Entertainment that produces Jeopardy, put more. I'm sorry. It's killing me inside. Blank card is maybe one of the top 3 or 4 spacebar items in the game. But I've had people, they tweet me and they say, literally never ever give up Box of Friends with Lilith. Blank card Burkano is not that good, but blank card in general, I don't know, dude. When people say things like never ever do this, I feel like there's always a counter example. And then they go, well, when I said never ever, it was really just a rule of thumb. That's, you know, we've all got rules of thumb. That is not a whole heck of a lot I could have done right there once I committed to that dodge. Anyway. Sony Pictures Entertainment, you cowards. Put more episodes of Jeopardy on Netflix. Right now you got 2 seasons, or 2, not even seasons, like 2 months worth of episodes. You got the Battle of the Decades. It's like literally a tournament of champions winners. The questions are so difficult. Anytime I get like 3 right in an episode, I feel like Brad Rutter. See, that's how you know I've been watching Jeopardy. The layperson, who's Brad Rutter? All I know is Ken Jennings. Alright, well, this is a lot of fun. Yeah, go ahead and hit me. You know what? Who designed this? Okay, you know what? I'm popping Burkano, just to make sure there's a chance to kill you. Wonderful. What a wonderful fight and situation in a well-designed room. It's actually not that bad unless you're Lilith, but come on. You have the Tournament of Champions and the Battle of the Decades. I don't want team tournament episodes. We're going to stick with Box of Friends. It pains me a great deal, but I'm going to do it. You may disagree there, and you may well be correct. Team tournament episodes, don't take this the wrong way if you are of the age to participate in the team tournament episodes, or if that's just the kind of Jeopardy you like. The questions are just a little bit too easy, and I don't dislike getting questions right. I just feel like the game's giving me a charity, you know? According to, this is a real question, sorry, a real answer. According to this meme, this animal don't care. What is a honey badger, Alex? Yeah, I've spent some time on the internet in my day. Ooh, crank that soldier, boy. But just give me... I was watching last night, believe it or not. I was mad, too, because I turned on the TV while I was doing my Java assignment. And I see 9:30 p.m. on a Saturday, they're playing an episode of Jeopardy. What is it, my birthday? Not quite yet, but close. Thank you for asking. But then there was a show on in advance called Seattle Refined. Literally just like, hey, you work at Amazon, here's some restaurants you could go to. And it annoyed me because they were talking about restaurants in Whistler, which is just north of Vancouver. And then they preempted the broadcast of Jeopardy in order to play more Seattle Refined and show these, like, reporters drinking minus 20 degrees Celsius vodka inside of a room in a resort in Whistler, British Columbia. And I was like, you know, I understand if they're like, we interrupt this breaking Jeopardy news broadcast because there's a freaking hurricane or something like that. Fair enough. We interrupt Jeopardy because, like, you know, there's a active car chase situation locally. Of course. You're going to tell me you're going to interrupt Jeopardy because you scheduled Seattle Refined at the wrong time? Who cares, dude? Play Jeopardy. Nobody cares about Seattle Refined. I'm not, if you run the show and you're watching this episode, I'm not trying to insult you. It's just a strange show. Your show is literally like you have disposable income and you live in Seattle. I get it. Okay? Let me watch more Jeopardy. Anyway. I know I'm being indignant. That's never stopped me before. It's not going to stop me now. I was watching it last night. I joined in like halfway through as a result of unfortunately being forced against my will to watch a bunch of Seattle Refined. Questions are just easier. Put those episodes on there, dude. Also, all the Jeopardy questions are from 2000. All the ones on Netflix are from 2014. A lot's changed on planet Earth since then. You know, a lot of Jeopardy is contextual clues, you know. They'll ask questions like, you know, this person is the current Secretary of State. And you go, well, I mean, I don't know who it was in 2014, but it's not relevant anymore because it's a now question. I don't think they have the same Secretary of State now that they did in 2014. I believe there's been some political upheaval since then, but I'm not sure. Haha. Now. Very slow so far. Remember, this is a Mega Satan run. We don't really care about our deal with the devil, except to get it just so we can say no to it. Like an invite to the weird person in your office's birthday party. I don't want to go, but it'd be nice if you offered. No, I'm not talking about you. I don't work in an office, okay? If there's any guilt-free joke I can make, it's about, you know, pretending I'm a part of the normal workforce. Okay, I'm happy. This is decent raw damage output. I would love to take 9 lives. It fits really nicely here. We could, and then maybe have self-sacrifice room access, and I'm kind of tempted to do so, but why not keep both of our options open for Mega Satan plays right now? We got really lucky to get Polyphemus. There's no reason to be, like, too desperate here. Life's good. Well, now it sucks. The Tears downgrade is pretty bad. Addicted, it's reasonably plausible we could get hit once or twice here. I would prefer not to. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. I feel like game shows they're kind of like a dying breed, right? Like in the 1970s and the 1980s, game shows were everywhere. I know because I've been alive for 100 years. I'm an ageless eldritch being. No, I know because like half of my summer vacations from middle school onwards were spent watching Game Show Network with my grandparents. Yo, let's go. And then, like, they kind of died for a bit. And then they came back in the 2000s. There was a little bit of a boom, you know. You had The Weakest Link, Lingo starring Chuck Woolery, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire kind of ushered it all in. Are you smarter than a 5th grader, 1 versus 100, etc., etc., etc. Now I feel like we're back in, you know, the only game shows are like cooking shows. You know, like Top Chef, Master Chef, Hex Kitchen. Sorry, Google DeepMind. You know how it goes. I think the future of game shows runs through digital distribution. I'm going to be honest with you, Sony Pictures Entertainment, if you're even the company that makes Jeopardy. I've forgotten. All I know is it goes gung 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 at the end of every episode. I don't know. And then it goes gung 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 gung. I don't know whose stinger that is. Anyway. No millennials except me are sitting down to watch half of a Jeopardy episode with advertisements at 9:30 p.m. on a Saturday night on the Seattle television affiliate, okay? It's just not happening. What you gotta do is give millennials like myself the opportunity to watch those episodes at any time that we choose. Otherwise, I mean, I know you're like, well, then we can't sell ads. I know, and that must be hard for you. We had a little bit of an adpocalypse ourselves on YouTube within the past couple of years. I'm not sure if you heard about it. Probably not. Either way, you know, you gotta adapt. It's a sign of the freaking times. Hold on. Okay, just a waste of my time, but otherwise not bad. Power pill luck down. Not really killing it from a stat standpoint here, but here's the deal. We're gonna fight this boss. It's Rag Mega. I'm not gonna use, and it's a bit of a gamble. I'm not gonna use Box of Friends for a very simple reason. I think we'd rather use it on a potential angel statue deal if we have the opportunity to do so. And if we don't, hey, did we lose anything by not doing it? Maybe yes, maybe no. Now I'm gonna start playing the self-sacrifice room because we got the opportunity to do so. You know, we got a lot of HP. I think this is our opportunity, and now we can take deals with the devil in the future. Also getting Cane Bean Conception, so Succubus has helped us out right off the bat there. Even just getting one key piece is fine. Obviously, we'd like to get both. It would probably require, or at least it would be nice if we could get the 7 Spirit Hearts. It hasn't happened yet. It comes after the first angel statue, which is right now. Just to be safe, let's pop this. Double Succubus, double Incubus. Thank you. Easy fight. 7 Spirit Hearts. Definitely should not have picked them up yet. But anyway, we're in deal with the devil territory. At this point, I mean, we should win. Especially when you consider that we got the Succubuses to begin with. We could go fight Mega Satan right away. That would be stupid for 2 reasons. One, I would probably die. Even if I didn't, it would be kind of a slog. The other one is, that's not good for my average watch time, okay? These episodes, people are trained to believe that they're going to be at least 22 minutes and 30 seconds long. And I haven't finished everything I want to say about Jeopardy yet anyway. What I was going to finish by saying is that you got to give millennials like myself the opportunity to watch it whenever they want. And then I'm assuming that even though, you know, people think Jeopardy is like is a show exclusively for senior citizens. How popular could it be? You know, is not as popular as, I don't know, what's the most popular show on television right now? American Idol died, so it got replaced with a completely original show. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called The Voice. Totally different thing. It's not The Voice, but I'm sure it still makes, you know, boatloads of money. It's been on the air for like 29 years. Netflix has got to be giving them... I'm not saying they're back in a dump truck full of canvas bags with dollar signs painted on them up to the door. I'm just, you know... I'm thinking they're probably doing okay for themselves. Mind you, I know nothing about digital distribution. I did read a post on Reddit once. I'm hesitant to call it, you know, an authoritative source, of course, but... the person was supposedly a documentary filmmaker, and they said, like, you know, if you want to make a quick buck... you could just, you know, if you make a decent documentary, you can sell it to Netflix. Even if the documentary is not that popular, they'll probably give you at least $5 grand. And then I said to myself, $5 grand? It doesn't really seem like a, you know, a money-making endeavor. I mean, I don't know how fast you can make a documentary that still fits a certain standard of quality. I've watched some pretty bad documentaries on Netflix in my day, but I'm still like, dude, 5 Gs. I don't know about that one. If you made the documentary like 10 years ago, and now you're like, well, it's not making us any money, sure, $5 grand, right? But if you're like, I'm gonna specifically produce this documentary, I don't know how that's gonna work out for you. Mom's underwear for a range upgrade. Bottom left. Never serves me wrong. Just kidding. Well, this run, it's totally coming together. I think we've got an amazing chance to beat Mega Satan. And unlike our last run, we actually do have to beat Mega Satan, not Delirium. Haha. Slightly, haha moment. Slightly, I want to die moment. That's okay. Dude, can I just say... Sorry, I don't want to be controversial. Here's what I was gonna say. I hope I don't get crucified for this in the media. I hate having controversial opinions, but when you gotta... You know, when something's on your mind, and you gotta say it, dude. You gotta be true to yourself no matter how much backlash you get. I'm just gonna pull it off like a band-aid, okay? I shouldn't even be saying this. I think 2018 has been a pretty good year for video games, and by extension for video gamers. I'm excited. It's like noon. I was gonna say noon PM. That's not colloquially how that works. I'm excited. It's Sunday. That's right, the backlog is quite small. It's Sunday, October 29th. I'm just messing with you. That was believable. I know it's believable because I had to think about it. I was like, wait a minute. First off, is that a Sunday? And secondly, is that today's? No, it's not. It's October 22nd. Holy mantle, you've been out too long on the midnight sea. This feels like it could be a secret room. Or, alternatively, a useless full health pill. I'm not worried about shop, library, etc., etc. We're just way behind schedule. We don't need to do boss rush, but if we could, why not? You know, Holy Mantle's a huge helper there, so let's just get me the heck out of here. I'm going to be playing Hitman 2. I loved Hitman 1. I'm going to be honest with you. The scholar's choice for Game of the Year 2016 is Hitman 1. It took me a while to come around to it. I didn't start playing it and going like, oh, it sucks. I was like, this is pretty good. But only after... Sure, why not? We're going to use 2 keys at least. For item room and shop, in all likelihood. Any golden chests and they pay for themselves. But it took me a while to come around to to discover the true genius of that game. Let's put it that way. So I'm very excited to play Hitman 2. The reviews have been positive, but not stellar. But that's the same for Hitman 1. So I'm not feeling like it's likely to be that much of a letdown. Now, I suppose I should not be suggesting that 2018 is a good year for games based on one game that I have not yet played. But then again, it's enthusiast press. We can get away with a lot. I'm just excited to be playing it, okay? It's been a while. Since, I mean, it's been 2 years since the last Hitman game. I'm ready, willing, and or able. And I was thinking about it because I was like, dude, there's been so much good stuff this year. You know what I was playing this time last year? And it's not a knock on that game at all. But, you know, a couple times a year I get like really into one multiplayer game. Just for something to do mindlessly in my downtime. I don't know why I'm justifying the concept of playing a video game to my audience, which predominantly is going to understand it. You guys heard of these things? But last year, it was Rainbow Six Siege. Great game. Still very, very popular. It's not like it's... I mean, it might have fallen off a little bit, but I can't say for certain. It's still very well liked. And I think offers something unique in the multiplayer FPS landscape. But... it's not a new game. It came out in like 2015, I think. Right now, I'm excited for Hitman 2. I'm excited to finally check out the return of the Obra Dinn, Lucas Pope's long-awaited... I mean, it's not really a follow-up to Papers, Please, but his next game after Papers, Please, you know? I've been playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4 in my downtime. There are things about that game that frustrate me, but just the fact that I've willingly put like at least 35 to 50 hours into a Call of Duty game in this 2018, our year of the Lord, Alex Trebek. It's very surprising to me. And I'm not even thinking about the stuff that came out earlier this year, Monster Hunter World, for example, or stuff that I have not even played yet, like Red Dead Redemption 2, which I understand is the hot take is that it's boring. Yeah, I mean, where am I going with this? How am I going to make myself seem like a friend of the gamers, despite what I'm about to say? Okay, don't shoot the messenger here until I sort of finish my whole train of thought here. All Rockstar games are kind of boring. That doesn't mean they're not amazing as well. That's my hot take. I played GTA 3, Vice City, GTA 4, GTA 5 twice, once on stream. Red Dead Redemption 1, I did play, but I washed out of it. And I've explained why. I don't like... Well, there's a thing that Rockstar does that doesn't resonate with me that much, which is you ride your horse somewhere or you drive your car while talking on your cell phone to somebody who says the F word a lot. That's right. They cuss and I don't like it. And then you drive, you know, you navigate the map, you get to this point, and then when you get there, you get a cutscene, and usually, you know, the Rockstar game's writing is on point, no question about it. And then once you get the cutscene, the person goes, they call you on your cell phone again, and they go, hey, CJ, drive over here now. And then you get in your car, and or your horse, or your et cetera, and you drive over to a new point. Just a lot of driving and talking on the cell phone. Or yelling over the clip-clop of the horses. Now, I've tolerated it. For sure. You know, I don't, I'm not trying to be like... A lot of it annoys me, and I'm just hoping that basically everybody that does this, or everybody that's watching this episode is asleep by now, because I'm getting into some real controversial territory. One thing that, maybe the number one thing that annoys me about some video gaming YouTubers is that when they have a criticism of a game, they frame it as if it's an objective criticism, and if you don't agree with them, then you're unenlightened or something like that. It's very snobby. You know, there's some things that are, you know, on a technical level, I definitely agree are nearly objective. You know, like if a game has a crappy frame rate. If you're out there going, well, I like games with bad frame rates, you know, at this point, I think maybe you're just trying to be needlessly contrarian for whatever reason. Strikes me as a little strange. We don't want to do that yet. We're not going to make boss rush, obviously. But, you know, I think some other people would be like, you know, you spend 95% of your time just riding your horse around. It's stupid. No, it's not necessarily stupid. Some people like it. I'm not necessarily one of them. But, if anything, my galaxy brain take is that I'm not going to hold it against Red Dead Redemption for being slow. At least without having played it. Because I have the same sort of pet peeve with every Rockstar game, and I want to point out, despite saying no thank you, despite saying I have a pet peeve with it, I still think, you know, we're just gonna grab this obviously, I still think that, you know, I mean, Vice City is an incredible game, San Andreas is an incredible game. I'm not insulting by omission. I'm not saying, you know, Grand Theft Auto 3, 4 are not, and I was gonna say Grand Theft Auto 5, also an incredible game. I beat the story mode off camera when it came out, and I was like, you know, I don't understand the ludonarrative dissonance. Grab this. You know, like, I don't understand how the characters can preach about having morals, but then they do these terrible things like murdering people and, you know, publicly shaming them and mooning them on Rodeo Drive. And then I played it through on stream, and I realized, hey, Poindexter, for one, it's a satire, and for two, it's just fun. Like, it's not high art, for sure, but, it's like they know. I think at this point, Rockstar is definitely not like... I mean, you don't need to tell them that. That it's strange to have somebody be like, you know, like someone like Trevor to have feelings and then also just mindlessly be stoked that he murdered like 13 people just driving to his objective. You know what I mean? You're not the first person to come up with that, is what I'm getting across. Anyway, there are many other great video games. I always feel like, by the time you get around to right now, which is, of course, the middle of October, as I mentioned earlier. Haha. It feels like it's been a long year. Celeste came out this year. What an incredible game. I'm trying to think, the Game Awards just announced their Game of the Year nominees. God of War was in there. It was like God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2, Spider-Man for the PS4, which I have not played. Probably will. Maybe at some point. I don't know. It's not an insult. It's just like, you know, I've been in this racket a long time. There's no way I'm going to play if, you know, 25-hour-long Spider-Man game in my downtime. So I'm like, I'd have to stream it just to maintain my interest. Yo, Small Rock, I forgot you existed. It's been a while since I could get my tiny rock. It's been a while since I got a tears up. Yeah. It's okay. We got a 100% chance of a deal of some variety here. Very happy. It's been a while. I know, I just mentioned that, but you know, that's a great. Whatever happened to those guys? I'm just saying you gotta choose your cards wisely. You play your cards wisely. You don't get to choose your cards. You gotta play the hand you're dealt. I'm mixing my metaphors here. Yes, allow me to fly, please. Thank you. Moving onwards. You know, I what's the word I'm looking for here? I acquiesced, I hate to say it, but it might be the most applicable word, to public demand, and I played The Witcher 3 on stream. It took me like 4 months, and I'm really glad that I did it, because now I can be a part of those conversations on Reddit, where people go, you know, like, X game came out, and it's not a masterpiece, and then all the comments are like, why can't every game just be The Witcher 3? And then people go, I know, right? And now I can be like, I know, right? But it did also monopolize that Sunday stream for a long, long time. So I don't know. I can't play Red Dead 2 and Spider-Man on the stream and still have space for other stuff, you know? Anyway, this is inside baseball at this point. You don't necessarily care about. I'm just saying, gamers, rise up. It's been a good year. Plus, oh baby, next year, new Isaac content. Did we have new? I mean, we had a booster pack this year. That's as good as it got. And it was a great booster pack, by the way. Added the Forgotten. Don't forget about that. That's an accomplishment. Even if I do suck playing as the Forgotten, for whatever reason. Nah. I'm trying to think if we had any. We must have had booster packs before that, but when did Afterbirth Plus come out? It must have been 2017, because it was like one a year for a while. You know, Rebirth was 2014. And I believe Afterbirth was January of 2016. Which means Afterbirth Plus must have been 2017. And there really has been like a relatively decent sized content update for Isaac every year. That's wild. And this might be the driest year, which is comforting. There's probably Bumbo next year as well, but I don't know when specifically. Bumbo's an interesting beast, man. I don't want to stoke any kind of negativity about Bumbo, because genuinely, I'm stoked that there's something else in the Isaac extended universe. I just don't know if it's gonna be good for me as a YouTuber. Because first off, here's the thing, I shouldn't doubt them, because they did it with Isaac, you know? They made Isaac work. I don't know if there was any skepticism necessarily, but they've earned a little bit of trust, I think. At least when it comes to man, we've gotten, I don't want to say terrible odds on our deals with the Devil and Angel so far, but we've whiffed on a lot of the low percentage and mid percentage rolls. We got all of our hundreds, thankfully. I kind of want to take damage to get Cambian Conception going, but that's very stupid. Don't let me do that, on purpose at least. But I do worry two things. One is, you know, I'm at the point where talking and playing a game, I still am going to make mistakes, but I don't necessarily think it's as hard as it used to be. It's like second nature now. But talking and playing a match 3 puzzle game strikes me as a different beast, you know? Just from what I played at PAX West this year, it's going to be hard for me to have a stream of consciousness dialogue of any sort and also be playing that game simultaneously. Although, I will say it is, now that I think about it, it is turn-based. Nah, we don't need it. So you can take as long as you want on your turn. And we all know I'm very well known for playing slowly and methodically. So that should benefit me. Luck upgrades, please. No such luck. Can I just say, by the way, it's been a very solid run so far, to the extent that, like, you know, basically for maybe the last 12 or 15 minutes, we've known how it was going to go. I don't know if we've taken damage since picking up Holy Mantle. Like, we've been hit, but we haven't been hit with Holy Mantle active. So my game plan is very simple, especially with 0 luck. We're very justified in killing Isaac, not using Box of Friends, and then immediately going through with the Mega Satan fight, because we don't expect to get many chests. Still don't really understand. I think Circle of Protection deflects at roughly the same pace as your rate of fire. So because of Polyphemus, I think it's deflecting a little bit less than normal, but the deflected shots are doing a lot of damage. Either way. Yeah, I'm just not sure about, I don't want to say I'm not sure about Bumbo, but I mean, I haven't played the release version yet because it doesn't exist as far as I know. But I'm not sure how to work from a YouTube standpoint. That's okay. There's always Isaac. Maybe it'll be really cool. I had so many familiars, I lost track of where Isaac was here. But anyway, I'm excited for the new Isaac content. What I played at PAX is like exactly what you want, which is meaningfully more Isaac. Maybe at this point people are like, just stop making Isaac. I could also understand that. Unfortunately, Edmund and I made a pact with, again, an ageless eldritch being, which is why I have become one myself. And now, if we ever go more than 12 hours without saying the word Isaac, our soul gets trapped in the minus realm, and it's just a thing, you know. You wouldn't... I'm not going to belabor the point, and, you know, I'm not trying to get people to feel sorry for me, but essentially, it's not Cthulhu. It's like a Tesseract being that exists in the 6th dimension and thus appears to us to be formless. A little heptapodish sort of thing going on is the thing. And yeah, like, it was a pretty good deal. He said, hey, I'll give the Canucks a franchise-level talent with the 5th overall draft pick in Elias Pettersson, but you got to make at least 2 Isaac episodes a day for the rest of your natural life. And I said, where do I sign? And then they went, sign, sign, everywhere a sign, marking up the scenery, breaking my mind. We're going to win just unbelievably easily. What a nice run. After, like, a few runs that were substantially worse. Both in terms of my play and in terms of the play of my, or the caliber of the seed. I have too many familiars. My incubus has been lost to the sands of time. Where are you? No, stop that. Here, get him. I just want to tank the damage, honestly. Just to make sure that my incubus shots are landing. So I'm just going to stay here and move around a little and rely on Circle of Protection to deflect a lot of these shots, although with the shot speed, they're not going to make it too far. On foot. More, please. What? Dude, that went extremely well. Well, alright, easy enough. Dark babies appeared in the basement. Big babies appeared in the basement. The bigger the cushion, the sweeter the portion. That's what I said. Can't sing anymore or I'll get in trouble with Google. Anyway, good run. We only have the Forgotten as well as everything with the Lost. We gotta figure it out, dude. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If you did, click the like button. Helps the radio. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Subscribe. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Northernlion to be notified when I go live in the future. Apart from that, see you next time. See ya!